Hi guys, welcome back to the channel today. On today's video, I will be sharing with you guys on how I made this underbust corset. I came across the picture on Instagram and I knew I would recreate it. And guys, if you want to know how I made this and if you want to know how this is being done, definitely watch, keep on watching, and let's get into today's video. So guys, as you can see, I already gone ahead to fold my pattern paper by 2, and what I did again was that I made a join there with my sellotape because the length I needed wasn't enough. That's why I joined that with my sellotape. So guys, what I'm doing right now is that I'm taking my measurements, which is 10 inches, 12.5 inches, and lastly 16 inches. Then I'm just going to roll this out with my ruler. These are my basic measurements I'll be needing for this tutorial, guys. So guys, after rolling this out with my ruler, I am going to just have to level this as my bust point, which is the 10 inches I marked earlier. Secondly, under bust, which is the 12.5 inches. Then lastly, waistline, which is the 16 inches I marked earlier. Then I'm just going to have to divide my shoulder by 2, and I make a point there, then add extra half an inch. Then I'll just mark my 8 inches. This is for my armhole. I'm going to roll this out with my ruler like this. So guys, after doing this, what I'm going to do next is that on my armhole line, I'm just going to come up by 1 inch. Then I'll just come down my shoulder line by half an inch. Then I'll just come out by half inch like this. Then I'll use my cuff to get my armhole like this. I'll just make a cuff like that. Can you see? So after making this cuff, I'm just going to make my shoulders look like this. Yes, then I'll use my cuff to make a rough neckline because we will be needing this yoke for the tutorial. So that's why I'm just doing it like that. So guys, after doing this, I'm just going to come at the waistline. I'll divide my nipple to nipple by 2. Mine is always 3.5 inches. Then I'm going to use my ruler to extend this line like this. After doing this, the next thing I'll go ahead to do again is to come out by half an inch on the both sides on my waistline. Then on my bust point, I am going to come down by 1 inch like this. Then after making a point, I am just going to use my ruler to connect it like this. You're going to see how I'm going to do it, so just do yours like that. Can you see like this? I will also do the same thing on the other side like this. So guys, on the bust point line, you're just going to place your tape on your bust point, place it to meet the under bust, and measure what you have there. Anything you have there, like I have 2.5 inches, some will have 3 inches, some will have 4 inches, but anything you have, you are just going to divide it like that. You add anything. For instance, I have the 2.5 inch, so I'm just giving 2.5 inch at the both sides on my bust point like this. I just hope you understand what I'm saying. Like this, I'm just making a point, as you can see. So my dear, what you're going to do again is that you're going to make a curve from the bust line where you marked your 2.5 inch to meet your under bust point. Can you see how I'm doing it? Can you see? So we are just going to draft the circle like this. You are not making a corset, that's why we are not going to need a full circle for this tutorial. It's just an underbust corset, so we are not going to be needing a full circle. this is what we need. So you can see that on my center front, I just left half an inch there. Can you see? So I'm just going to divide my bust measurement by 2, and I'll make a point there. I'll add extra 1.5 inches like this. Coming down on my waistline, going to divide my waist measurement by 2. I'll add 1.5 inches, then I will add extra 1 inches. That's for that. So I'm just going to use my ruler to connect to the points I have there. I mean my seam allowance, like this. So I'm just going to just go ahead and cut this off. So guys, after cutting this off, I'm just going to place this on another piece of the paper I have. This is for our back pattern, so just make sure that you separate the 1 inch we added on the waistline where we were drafting the front pattern, like this. As you can see, mine is not that close at the waistline, so I'm just tracing this out. I'm just using, this is just like a freehand because we're not just going to start afread drafting the back view again. Just take your time, trace this out like this. As you can see, just look at what I'm doing, trace it out like this with your chalk or mark anything you have. I'm also making a point there like this. So guys, this point I'm making there will help me know the beginning and the end of this dart. So I'm just going ahead to remove the pin I used to hold the paper. So I'm just going to remove it like this. So guys, from the middle of the 1 inch, I'm just going to divide what I have there, that is the ½ inch, and I will just make a straight line like this. As you can see, then I'm just going to connect it like so, just like we did on the front piece. So guys, what I'm going to do next is that I'm just going to mark the zipper allowance. We will be needing this zipper allowance because I just want to create a loop. I want the back to have a loop, so I'm not going to make use of the zipper. The reason I just mark this zip is just for you guys to understand what is going on right here. Then as you can see, on the bust line, I just made a slant. I did not extend this line straight. I just came in as a slant like this. So just make a slant, just a small slant like this. So I'm just cutting this off right now. After cutting this off, as you can see, I have only one piece, so I'm just going to cut this on another paper, so I will have a 2-piece for the back. Do you see? So I'll just bring another piece of paper to cut it like so, like this. So guys, I'm just going to use my marker and label this as the back. This is the upper part, this is the back. So guys, after doing this, I'm just going to open all the papers just to show you guys how it looks like. Then after opening it, I'm just going to go ahead and cut this on the actual fabric. So guys, as you can see, my fabric is already on fold. Just make sure your fabric is on fold. And as you can see, I'm not cutting this exactly on the paper. I just have to give it half of an inch all through. Just give yours half of an inch. If you are cutting with a pattern paper, just give yours half of an inch like this. I'm just giving mine. Get. So guys, I will just have to cut out the back piece as well, and my fabric is still on fold, as you can see, and I'm just giving it a half of an inch like this. Make sure yours is on fold, guys. So I just notched the upper part so I won't be confused, and this is it guys. I've gone ahead to cut all the piece on the outer fabric. So guys, this is it, as you can see. So I'm just going to head over to my sewing machine and I'm just going to make a stitch. But firstly, I will use my pin to pin this out just to show you guys how it's going to look like. I will head over to my sewing machine and sew this. So guys, I'm done sewing, and as you can see, I already went to face the back like this. Sorry guys, I had to just add this one just to show you guys how I did the front and the back piece. You know, earlier I just showed you guys how you are going to face the front piece, then I did not show how I did the back one. So that's why I did this on the pattern paper, just to show you guys. So after joining the front piece, you're just going to use your pin and hold this back and front like this. Then you're going to mark the 1.5 inch or any allowance you added when cutting the back piece. Like I added 1.5 inch and I just marked it, and I just used my ruler to extend this line. So guys, after doing this, I'm just going to head over to my sewing machine and I'm going to just stitch it down. After stitching it down on your sewing machine, guys, you are going to cut off this excess allowance I am seeing right there. Leave like half an inch. Okay, I hope you guys understand. So I'm done sewing it like this. So we are just going to go back to our fabric that we are cutting, that we are explaining before. Sorry. So guys, this is it. After I was done joining both the both the back and the front piece, like I said before, there was no light. They took off the light at the middle of everything, so that's why I didn't iron this out. So guys, go ahead and iron your back piece very well. Open the seam allowance and iron it. As you can see guys, I did this also on the lining like this. So guys, what we're going to do now is that we are going to start marking the lines we are going to fix our bias. This is just for our boning casing. So on the upper part of the center front, I just divided what I have there and I marked it. I did the same thing on the waistline, as you can see. So guys, what I will do next is that I will start placing my bias there with my pin like this. I'm just explaining this one after the other. I wouldn't want you guys to miss any of the parts, so guys, just concentrate. I'm sorry for the earlier mistake. I just need to just redo it again so you guys will understand what I'm just doing here. So you are just going to make sure you open your seam allowance. If you iron yours, it's not going to be hard. So guys, one thing I would just like you guys to know is that you should just make use of your X day. I did not make use of X day because of the light that I'm just telling you guys. You know, I said before that on the process of me making this, they took off the light, so that's why I did not make use of the X day I bought for this tutorial. So just make use of X so to give you more volume on your fabric. Do you get? So guys, this is for my boning case, like I said earlier. And after pinning this, I'm just going to sew this on my machine. So guys, after this, what I did next was that I marked 1.5 inch on the back side. This is for our bony casey. Do you understand? I'm going to place bias on top of this line I just marked, and I will do the same thing on the other side. You know it's going to be a loop, a back loop, so that's why I am creating this bony casey for it, for the back. So guys, as you can see, I'm done making a stitch. I run a stitch on the bias like this. As you can see, this is the front, and I'm going to just show you the back, and I'll show you how it looks like. This is the back, guys. As you can see, I opened all the seam allowance to sew my bias. So if you iron yours, it's going to be like that as well. If you don't iron yours, just make it very neat like this. So guys, what I'm going to do now is that I'm just going to start fixing my boning on the bias. So what I'm going to do is to measure the size of my bone, and I have 1/4 of an inch. Then when placing this, I'm not going to place the whole boning on the bias. I will subtract 1 inch from the boning, so it will allow us to. So guys, I'm just going to have to start cutting. I will cut the first boning and I will place it inside my bias. Then I will cut the second one. That's how we are going to be doing it. And before placing it, I'm going to light this. I will light this with my lighter because of the edge, so it won't be sharp. As you can see, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to repeat this on all the boning I have there. I just hope you guys are understanding this, because it's just like I'm explaining this one after the other, step by step, so you guys will understand. As you can see, I'm not rushing today's video. I'm just going to take my time and explain this very well detailed, so you guys will understand very well. So guys, I just had a lot of people complaining that when fixing their boning, it doesn't come out straight. As you can see, mine is not coming out straight as well, but you just have to go straight and iron it, so it will be very okay. Once you iron it, everything will be settled. So like I said, there was no light, that's why I did not iron mine. I'm just going to leave it like that, and I will just have to continue with this tutorial. So guys, this is my lining. I'm just placing my lining right side facing each other, and I'm just going to take it to my sewing machine, and I'll make a stitch like this. So guys, I'm just going to sew the upper part like this, only the upper part guys, just sew only the upper side. So guys, this is it. I already got ahead to sew this on my machine. So as you can see, I just made a stitch only on the upper parts to get to the end. So I'm just going to use my scissors and make a knot like this. Make sure you make a knot all through the upper part you sewed. So it's going to relax, it's going to come out very fine. If you don't make a knot like this, it's not going to be straight. So after making a knot there guys, you are going to flip the lining over like this. Make sure you bring out everything. You are not leaving anyone out there. You're just going to bring out everything so it will come out nicely. So guys, as you can see, it's already looking so fine. I've not even ironed and it's looking so beautiful right now. So guys, this is it. So after doing this, the next thing I am going to do is to bring that boning again, bring my boning again, and from this edge I'm just going to measure what I have there. I have 7.5 inches. As you can see, I'll measure the other side as well. So anything I have, anything I got, I'm just going to cut it on the boning. I will cut out 2 pieces like this. So after cutting it, I'm just going to use my lighter to light the mouth, the edge. This particular part, you are going to cut it equally. You're going to cut anything you measure, anything you got and you measured it. You're just going to cut it equally. You're not minusing anything from this particular boning that you are placing on this edge. You're not going to minus anything at all. So make sure it gets to the edge. So you're going to use your pin and hold this. I will do the same thing on the other side. And after doing this, I'm just going to head over to my sewing machine and sew it at the back. Make sure it's very tight. The boning. Make sure your boning is very relaxed and very tight on the mesh. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So guys, this is it. As you can see, I already gone ahead to make a stitch here. As you can see, it's looking so beautiful. And what I'm going to do next, I'm going to flip this lining like this, and I'll just sew the down part. As you can see, I'm going to sew the down part. So guys, I'm done making the stitch. So I'm going to just flip it over again. This is not going to be easy. You just have to take your time. It's easy seeing it here because I just speeded it up. So just take your time and it's going to come out very nicely. So guys, as you can see, this is what it looks like. It's a little bit stressful because I didn't make an iron. Please go ahead and iron yours so it will relax. So guys, as you can see, this is the front view. I'm going to just turn it back. This is the back view. As you can see, this is it. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm just going to fold that edge, and I'll just go ahead and pin it down. So I already gone ahead to cut out this piece. I have about 1.5 inch, and I went straight to my sewing machine and I ran a stitch there, as you can see. So I'm just marking where I'll be fixing these loops. So I'm just cutting 2 inch for my loops. As you can see, cut your piece like this. I have 2 inch length. So guys, after doing this, what I'm going to do is that I'll start placing this one after the other like this. I'm placing this like this. You can place yours in any shape you want. So I'm just placing mine like a U shape. Can you see how I'm doing it? If you go ahead and iron yours, it will be more easier for you when placing your loops. As you can see, this is how I'm doing it. Just make sure you place it at the right way. Then after doing this guys, I'll repeat the same thing on the other side like this. And the space I have here is 1 inch gap. I just left 1 inch space like this. As you can see, it's very fine. So I'll just do this on the other side. So guys, after doing this, I'm just going to go ahead and sew this. I'll just run a stitch all through to down. So guys, this is it. Here they just brought lights, and I went ahead and ironed it. As you can see, it's looking so beautiful. Now I'm just fixing my loops. This is it guys. As you can see, it's looking so beautiful and it's very fine. This is the back and this is the front. As you can see,